EDLR 7313 Multivariate Statistics Presentation Instructions and Information. Instructions. You'll find a copy of this PowerPoint without the voiceover attached to the assignment. You can use this as a skeleton for your presentation or as a guide to assist you as you create your own presentation. Don't use the slides that are already printed in this presentation. Be sure that you delete the information that's on them and you add your information from your dissertation study. This is only a template to help guide you. Feel free to embellish or change this template as you see fit so that you can have the best presentation possible. Be sure you delete the text written on each slide before adding your text, and make sure that the text is concise and that the font size and style are easy to read. We don't want to see a very wordy slide with lots of information on it. Rather, we want to see a slide that is concise and to the point. You will expound on the words that are on the slide in the last point, where you include an audio component and you have a little bit of time to discuss the information covered on each slide. Try to use no more than 15 slides. If you have too many more slides, then your presentation will be longer than is necessary for this assignment. The first slide is the title slide. On the title slide, you should include the title for your dissertation, your name, and Houston Baptist University. The next slide is devoted to your abstract. If you've already created an abstract, be sure you copy and paste it here, and during your presentation, discuss it very briefly. The 10 pillars. We ask each student to tie their dissertation research topic or the work that they're doing as a doctoral student towards their dissertation to the 10 pillars of Houston Baptist University. Take some time to look over the 10 pillars available on the Houston Baptist University website. How does your specific research topic address one of the 10 pillars? Or how does your dissertation work as a whole tie into the vision and the mission of Houston Baptist University? Secondly, what is the intersection of your research with Christianity or Christian faith? As a faith-based institution, it's important that your research and your dissertation topic connect with the university and its mission. The purpose of your study. Many of you have already worked on your Chapter 1, and in your Chapter 1 includes the purpose of the study. This should be a repeat of information that you have already worked on, and so be sure that you include the purpose or statement, research question related to your dissertation topic. Next is your theoretical framework. This should be a very brief overview of the theoretical framework you've selected for your dissertation. Your literature review will include several important studies that indicate that you understand the field which you are doing your dissertation in. This is by no means an exhaustive literature review slide. Since that was not the focus of this class, your literature review should be very short, a 1 or 2 slide summary of the most important pieces of literature related to your field of study. The methods section. In the methods section, you should describe or summarize your anticipated methodology and any types of analysis you anticipate you will use in your dissertation. You might need multiple slides for this part, especially if you include a table or flowchart or figure. This section is one that you should expand on if at all possible. For many of you, you're still in the early phases of your dissertation, and that is okay. However, if you have settled on a method or methodological type, you should include it at this point in the study. For those of you that are uncertain about the method you will select, talk a little bit about which kind of dissertation you're leaning towards. Will you have a qualitative dissertation? Will you have a quantitative dissertation? And if you're using mixed methods, discuss that as well. As much detail as you can share, or as much thought process as you can share at this point, will be helpful for your presentation. I included these slides just for information purposes, But as you continue in the program, and as you continue with your dissertation proposal, you will include those first slides in your dissertation proposal. The abstract, the purpose, the theoretical framework, the literature review, and the method section. After you complete your dissertation proposal successfully, and you have permission from the IRB to conduct your research, and you've collected your data, and you write up chapters 4 and 5, you will then come back and do your dissertation final defense. And in your dissertation final defense, you'll also have sections in your presentation about the results. And again, this is not needed for the assignment in this class, but I wanted to include it so you're aware of what's coming and you can keep track of it for future purposes. Another future section is the discussion, which includes conclusions, implication for practice, limitations, and suggestions for future research. And then at the end of the presentation is the reference page. You are required to have a reference page for this presentation. As you are probably aware at this point, there is the dissertation handbook that's available through the Doc Student Organization within Blackboard, and your dissertation is expected to be 5 chapters total. Chapter 1, that includes the statement of the problem and a little bit about your theoretical framework. Chapter 2, that is an extensive literature review. Chapter 3, which is your methods or methodology section. Chapter 4, which is your findings. Chapter 5, which are the conclusions.